Hey, I don't really know how to explain this, but today felt unusually heavy for me. Nothing bad actually happened. Everything around me was completely normal, but inside I just couldn't feel okay. It's like I was carrying something invisible all day, something I couldn't name or understand. And no matter what I tried to do to distract myself, the feeling stayed with me. I watched videos, scrolled through my phone for hours, even tried to go out and change the environment. But nothing really worked, and that's what made it even more frustrating.
I understand that feeling more than you think. It's strange how everything can look perfectly fine on the outside, but inside, it feels like something is off. I think sometimes it's not about a specific problem, but more about mental exhaustion building up slowly over time. When every day starts to look the same, your mind gets tired, even if your body isn't. Can you tell me how your days have been lately? Maybe there's a pattern you didn't notice.
Honestly, that's exactly it. My days feel almost identical, like I'm living the same day over and over again. I wake up, check my phone, have coffee, spend hours doing things that don't really matter, and then suddenly it's night again. There's no excitement, no sense of progress, nothing that makes me feel like I'm moving forward. It's not that my life is bad, but it feels empty in a quiet way. And that scares me because I don't want to look back later and feel like I wasted all this time.
That kind of feeling can be really draining, especially when it goes on for a while. But I think what you're experiencing is more common than you realize. People don't always talk about it, but many go through phases where life feels repetitive and meaningless. The important thing is not to stay stuck in that state. You don't need a huge change to fix everything. Sometimes even small steps can break that cycle. Trying something new, learning a skill, or even changing your daily routine slightly can help you feel a sense of movement again.
I've actually thought about that a lot. I keep telling myself I should start something new, like learning something useful or creating something online. But every time I get close to starting, I stop myself. I start overthinking everything, wondering if I'll fail or if I'll lose motivation like I did before, and then I just go back to doing nothing. It's frustrating because I know I want more, but I feel stuck between wanting to move forward and being afraid to take that first step.
That fear is completely normal. And honestly, it's something everyone deals with at some point. But the truth is, waiting until you feel completely ready or confident might keep you stuck forever, because that perfect moment rarely comes. Progress doesn't come from being ready. It comes from starting, even when you feel unsure. You don't have to do everything perfectly, and you don't need a full plan. Just take one small step, even if it feels insignificant, because that's how momentum begins.
When you say it like that, it actually sounds simpler than I've been making it in my head. Maybe I've been overcomplicating things too much, expecting everything to be clear before I begin. I think what I really need is to stop waiting and just do something, anything, even if it's small. At least, then, I'll feel like I'm moving instead of staying in the same place.
Exactly, that's the idea. You don't need to change your whole life overnight. You just need to break the pattern you're in right now. Once you take that first step, even a small one, things will start to feel different. And remember, you don't have to go through this alone. Whenever you feel like this again, talk about it. Don't keep it inside. Sometimes just sharing what you feel can make a big difference.
I really appreciate this conversation more than you think. I already feel a little lighter, like I can breathe easier. Maybe nothing around me changed, but the way I see things did, even just a little. And I think that's enough for now.
I'm really glad you said that, because sometimes even a small shift in how you see things can change everything. You don't need to solve your whole life in one day. You just need to feel like you're not standing still anymore. That feeling of being stuck is often heavier than any actual problem, because it makes you feel powerless, like you have no control. But the moment you decide to move, even in a small way, you take that control back.
That makes sense. I think what scares me the most is not failure itself, but the idea of trying and then realizing I'm still in the same place. Like, what if I put in effort and nothing changes? That thought keeps coming back to me. and it makes me hesitate every time I think about starting something new.
I get that fear, but here's the thing. Even if the result doesn't look big at first, you're still changing. Effort always leaves something behind, even if you don't see it immediately. You gain experience, you understand yourself better, you learn what works and what doesn't. Staying in the same place without trying guarantees nothing will change, but trying at least opens the door to something different.
I never thought about it that way. I always measured progress by visible results, like achieving something big or noticeable. But maybe progress is also in the small things, like building discipline, or just showing up even when I don't feel like it. Maybe I've been ignoring those parts.
Exactly. Real progress is often quiet and slow. It doesn't always come with big moments or clear signs. Sometimes it's just you choosing to do something instead of nothing, again and again, until it becomes part of who you are. And one day, you look back and realize you're not the same person anymore.
That actually gives me a bit of hope. I think I've been too hard on myself, expecting fast results and getting disappointed when they don't happen. Maybe I need to be more patient and give myself space to grow without pressure.
That's a good realization. Being patient with yourself doesn't mean you're being lazy. It means you understand that growth takes time. You're allowed to move at your own pace, as long as you keep moving. Even slow steps are still steps forward.
You know, for the first time in a while, I feel like I actually want to try again. Not because I have to, but because I want to see where it could lead. I don't have everything figured out, but maybe that's okay.
That's more than okay. That's exactly where you should be. You don't need certainty to begin. You just need a reason, and it sounds like you've found one. And whatever you decide to do next, just remember, you're not starting from zero. You're starting from experience, even if it doesn't feel like it.
Thank you, really. This conversation didn't just make me feel better. It made me think differently. And I think that's what I needed more than anything.